Okay, so in unit number 5, we'll see resonance in RLC series circuit. So in resonance, here we have variable frequency supply source. So in that, we are going to change the frequency value, either increase or decrease. So by changing the frequency, we will get one condition, VL equal to VC or XL equal to XC. So that is called the resonant conditions. Okay, wait for a minute. Okay, so okay, are you getting me? Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So here we'll get the resonant frequency, okay, at resonance condition. So this is the resonance conditions. We have taken here variable frequency supply source. So you have to draw the circuit diagram. Then according to the KVL, we can say vector summation of this voltage V equal to VR plus VL plus VC, as it is series connection. So we have different voltage in the circuit. So we know VR equal to IR, VL equal to J into IXL, and VC equal to minus J I into XC. Okay, this is in rectangular form. Okay, so this IR is real part, and this JIXL and JIXC is imaginary part. So by taking I common, we have R plus I in bracket R plus JXL minus JXC, but this is nothing but the impedance. Okay, so V is equal to I into Z. So suppose we want to find magnitude of this impedance, then we can write this R square plus XL minus XC square, but XL is equal to omega L, X is equal to 1 upon omega C. Okay, and further we know omega is equal to 2 pi f, and by substituting this, it is become R square plus in bracket in square bracket 2 pi f L minus 1 upon 2 pi f C whole square. Okay. So now the circuit is connected to the variable frequency AC source. So we know that inductive reactance is directly proportional to the frequency, and capacitive reactance is inversely proportional to the frequency. Okay, according to these equations, we know XL is equal to omega L is equal to 2 pi FL, whereas X is equal to 1 upon omega C is equal to 1 upon 2 pi FC. So XL is proportional to the frequency, whereas X is inversely proportional to the frequency. So here we are changing the frequency, so there is a changing in XL or XC. Okay. So if frequency increase, XL increase while XC decrease. So at one frequency, by changing this frequency at one frequency, the value of inductive reactance becomes equal to the capacitive reactance. So that is called the resonant frequency. Okay. So in terms of increment or decrement of frequency, either XL or XC increase or decrease accordingly. So at one moment or at particular value of frequency, we'll get this both are equal. Okay. So that is called the resonant frequency. So at a resonance, net reactance becomes equal to 0. So X is equal to our net reactance. X is equal to XL minus XC. So X is your net reactance. X equal to 0. X is nothing but XL minus X equal to 0. So you can write XL equal to XC. Now we know XL equal to omega L, X equal to omega C. But to show this resonance condition, so in subscript omega, subscript R, that is for resonance. Okay, omega RL is equal to 1 upon omega RC. Omega R square is equal to 1 upon LC. So omega R equal to 1 upon under root LC. But omega R is equal to 2 pi F in subscript R. Okay, it is not in multiplication, but it is in subscript. 2 pi F R is equal to 1 upon under root LC. So we can write FR is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. Okay. So this is the resonant frequency. It is given in hertz. Under this condition, Z is equal to under root R square plus X square, where X is your net reactance is equal to XL minus X is equal to 0. So here impedance becomes equal to R. So it is becomes equal to R as your net reactance that is equal to 0. So you have here minimum load at resonance. So the impedance becomes minimum and equal to R. So the current becomes maximum. So Imax is equal to V by Z, where Z is equal to R. So it is equal to V by R. Now Q factor of resonance RLC series circuit. So during resonance RLC series circuit, voltage magnifications occur. Okay. So the Q factor of an RLC series circuit that is given by voltage magnification produced in the circuit at resonance. Okay, so we have seen that at resonance the current has maximum value, so Im is equal to V by R. So supply voltage that becomes V is equal to Im into R. Voltage across inductor or capacitor that is given by Vc is equal to Im into Xc. Okay. You can write this VL. Okay, this is VL equal to Im into XL, or Vc is equal to Im into Xc. So do correct this. So voltage magnification is nothing but voltage across L or C divided by applied voltage. Okay. So Q factor is nothing but voltage magnification. Voltage magnification is equal to voltage ratio of voltage across inductor or capacitor to the applied voltage. So we can write this VL by V or VC by V. So that is Im into XL, Im into R, Im into XC divided by Im into R, Im cancel. So XL by R or XC by R. XL is equal to 2 pi FR L by R, or 1 upon 2 pi of FR CR. So it is equal to omega RL or 1 upon omega R CR. Okay. But at resonance, we know omega R square is equal to 1 upon LC. Okay. So omega R is equal to 1 upon under root LC. So we can write this Q factor, that is 1 upon under root LC into L by R, or under root LC by CR. Okay, in these equations, omega R into L by R or 1 upon omega R into CR. In that we are putting this omega equal to 1 upon under root LC. So we'll get Q factor is equal to 1 upon under root LC into L by R, or under root LC divided by C by R. So we can write this equation like this also. Okay, 1 upon R under root L by C. Okay, this also becomes similar, 1 upon R under root LC. Okay, we can write this equation. So Q factor is 1 upon R under root L by C. So Q factor is nothing but the quality factor of coil. Okay. So it is inversely proportional to the resistance. Okay. And this capacitance, and this proportional to the inductive coil. So up to this, any doubt for Q factor?
No, sir.
Okay, so Q factor is nothing but that decides the how your selectivity of coil uh, that generating the current, or this VL. Okay, so that indicates the quality of this coil that you use in the circuit. So suppose you will be asked in examinations, explain resonance in series RLC circuit and its Q factor. So you need to write this all the things. Okay. write this circuit diagram, find out impedance, then magnitude, then write these sentences. Okay, so this is the main that explain the resonance condition. Then start this derivation for finding resonant frequency. Okay, so after, okay, you need to also add this impedance and current in the resonance condition. What will happen? Then after find out this Q factor, you need to write this and just get this equation 1 upon R under root LC. Okay, so will be asked in 5 to 7 marks in examinations. Bandwidth of resonant circuit. So you can see this. This is the diagram. Okay, that frequency versus current. So in bandwidth, you can see this band of frequency is given on A and B side. Okay, on either side. A and B, that is called the band of frequency on either side of resonant frequency. FR, that is your resonant frequency. Okay, and on either side of resonant frequency, you have this band of frequency is given. Okay, so bandwidth of circuit is given by band of frequencies which lies between 2 points. Okay, so that is F1 and F2 on either side of the resonant frequency, where current falls to 1 upon root 2 of its maximum value. So you can see, we can know at resonant frequency current is maximum, so that is Im. But at band of frequency on either side of resonant frequency at point A and B, current falls to Im by root 2. Okay, of its maximum value, it is called the bandwidth. Okay, so this you need to remember this definitions. Bandwidth is nothing but it decides the range of frequencies. Okay, so whatever band of frequency is given, so according to we can say this much of a range of frequency that is going to allow. Okay, and outside of that band, it will attenuate or block. So this is the bandwidth definitions, band of frequency on either side of resonant frequency, where current falls to 1 upon root 2 of its maximum value. It is called the bandwidth. Bandwidth is also given by ratio of resonant frequency to the Q factor, FR by Q. Okay, so in examples, suppose you ask find out the bandwidth, then you can use this relation FR by Q. Okay. Okay, so here one example is given. An RLC series circuit has R equal to 10 ohm, L equal to 10 millihenry, and C equal to 1 microfarad. Has an applied voltage of 230 volt at resonant frequency. Calculate the resonant frequency, the current in the circuit, and voltages across the each element at resonance. Find also the Q factor and bandwidth. So in given data, RLC elements are given, voltage is given. Now you need to find FR. So you know the relation, FR is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. So you have L and C values given. So tell me what is FR? If you have notebook and calculator, then please tell me. FR is equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. So 2 into 3.14 in under root 10 into 10 raised to minus 3 into 1 into 10 raised to minus 6.
FR is equal to 10 raised to 4
10 raised to
hertz. 4 hertz.
10 raised to 4. Hello?
Yes, sir.
10 raised to 4. Anyone? Are you getting the same answer? Okay.
1.59 into 10 raised to 3.
Point?
1.59 into 10 raised to 3 hertz.
Yes, that is the correct answer. 0.159 into 10 raised to 3.
1.59 into 10 raised to 3.
1.591 into 10 raised to 3. Yes, correct answer. Okay, every other remaining ones are you getting this answer? 1.59
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
to 3.
Yes, sir.
Unit is hertz.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so these are the given data. Fr equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. So this 10 into 10 raised to minus 3. So we can write this 10 raised to minus 2. And this is 10 raised to minus 6. So we have 10 raised to 4 divided by 2 pi. So that is 1591 into 55 hertz. Now, next, we have to find current in the circuit. So here already mentions which condition is given, resonance condition is given. Okay, so how to find current in the circuit, by which equation?
I is equal to V by R.
Again I am saying during resonance current becomes maximum. So you need to write Im is equal to
V
V
by
by.
R.
V by
V
R.
by R.
So what you are getting? Im is equal to V by R. 230.
23 ampere.
23 ampere.
23 ampere.
Then you need to find current in the circuit, voltage across each element at resonance. So voltage across each element. So we have three elements RLC. So you need to find VR, VL, and VC. So VR that you know IR, VL is equal to I into XL, and VC equal to I into XC. First find out XL and XC. XL is equal to omega L is equal to 2 pi FL. Okay, so 2 into 3.14 2 pi FRL and 1 upon omega C. So we need to use here resonance frequency for finding XL and XC. So we know during resonance XL equal to XC. So we'll get the same answer. Are you getting? Hundred ohm for both. Okay, everyone getting this answer?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now
Yes,
here
sir.
Yes, sir.
we have XL and XC. Now find out VR, VL, and VC. VR is equal to I into R, VL is equal to I into XL, and VC is equal to I into XC. After finding these three voltages, you need to find Q factor. Q factor is equal to 1 upon R under root L by C, and bandwidth is equal to FR by Q. Tell me VR is equal to 23 into 10. So that is 230 volt. Okay. VL is equal to I into XL. So that is 23 into 100. So 2300 watt, and voltage across C.
$2,300.
Yes, it is the resonance condition. So you will get XL equal to XC or VL equal to VC. Okay. So it is 2300 volt. Now find out Q factor. Q factor is equal to 1 upon R under root L by C.
So quality factor 10.
Okay, 10. Okay. And bandwidth FR by Q.
The bandwidth is 1.59 into 10 raised to the power 2.
Or you can write this 159.155 hertz. Okay. It is FR by Q. So 1591.55 by 10. Bandwidth is hertz. That decides the range of frequency. Okay, so this is your unit number 6. Okay, so I am ending. You will be asked this type of example in examinations. Yes, you need to find all the things. You need to find current, resonant frequency, voltage across each element, power factor, Q factor, bandwidth. Okay.
Sir, can you, well, where is the Q factor and bandwidth used in real life?
Bandwidth generally you can use this mobile. Okay. So for the mobile tower, particular frequency range is decided. Okay, for wherever communication devices are there, so they are divided into the particular frequency band. So within the frequency band, they are allowing the signals. Okay, so that is called the bandwidth. You can say audio frequency, radio frequency. So they have particular band of frequencies. So in that they can operate their devices. Okay, no one can interrupt within that range. Now, now in coming year, you will be having the 5G network. Okay, so for the 5G network, particular frequency band is decided. So in that band, this 5G network will run. Okay, and
Yes, sir.
quality factor is nothing but when you use this inductor in the circuit. So what is the quality of this inductive coil, so that generates the magnifications in the circuit. So that is your Q, that decides by your Q factor. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you will be having, means in digital you will be studying either modulation. Okay, in this you will study modulation and demodulations. Means we'll be having various filter circuit, uh, high pass, low pass, band stop. Okay, so according to that, frequency signal is allowing, or frequency signal is blocking. Okay. So this is the end of unit number 6. In unit number 7, that is your three-phase circuit or polyphase circuit. So in that we have only advantages of three-phase over single-phase circuit, and there is one definition of phase sequence. Okay, so phase sequence may be RYB, YBR, or BRY. So that we'll see in unit number 7. And within this speak, if I get the time, then I will upload the practicals video on Microsoft Teams. And whenever we have lecture, then we will discuss this practicals. Okay. We already studied theory portion, so you will easily understand those practicals that we are going to see: KVL, KCL, series and parallel connections, charging and discharging, then PN junction characteristics. Okay, this resonance condition, then Zener diode, then transistor characteristics. So that we'll see. So some of the electricals practical we have, and some of the electronics practical we have. Unit number 8, that is about the electronics. So in unit number 8 we have so many contents, so that it will take time for completion. Okay, wait for a moment. I'm starting unit number 7. Okay, anyone can tell me if I have resonance condition in parallel RLC circuit, then what will be the changes in the circuit?
Sir, everything will be reciprocated.
Yes, good. Okay, so in parallel circuits, we know voltage remains same, so we are taking voltage as a reference quantity. Okay, and in place of VL, we are taking IL. Okay, I into XL, and for VC, we can take this. Okay, wait, I am showing you this for parallel circuit. Okay, this is for your reference. How to plot phasor diagram. Okay, I am showing you this resonance in parallel RLC circuit. You will get the same resonant frequency. Okay, for series and parallel resonance, FR equal to 1 upon 2 pi n dot LC. But the change is that in series circuit, voltage magnification occurs, whereas in parallel RLC, current magnification occurs. Okay, and here in series circuit, current becomes maximum, whereas in parallel, you will be having current minimum. So this is the difference for series resonance and parallel resonance. Okay, document is taking time for opening. Okay, so in resonance circuit, okay, so this is resonance in parallel RLC circuit. So we can draw like this, or you can also draw like all the three elements in parallel. But why it is drawn like this? Because here we have not taken pure inductance. Here inductance has resistance value that is in series. Okay, so that's why here R and L that is connected in series, whereas C connected in parallel. Okay, so here we have two branch. Okay, so for this RL we have IL current, and for this we have IC current, and this I is resultant current, and this is our variable frequency supply source. To plot the phasor diagram, we have to take this voltage as a reference. Okay, we know this IC leads the voltage and IL lags the voltage. Okay, now to take calculate these resonance conditions, we have to consider this inductive portion. Okay, so in inductive portion, this IL resolve into two component, IL cos phi L and IL sin phi L. Okay, so this IL cos phi L that is in the same direction of this current, it is the active component. This sin component is reactive component. Okay, so this cos phi component is in phase with in line with this resultant current. Okay, whereas this IL sin phi L, you can see here, this is your reactive component. So the necessary condition for parallel resonance, that is IC is equal to, you can say this equality, we can write IC is equal to IL sin phi L. So for the capacitive branch, IC is equal to V by XC. Okay, whereas V equal to I into XC. So we can write IC is equal to V by XC. Now here IL we can write, here we have combination of load R and L. So we can write IL is equal to V by ZL. where ZL is equal to, in rectangular form, R plus JXL, in magnitude form, under root R square plus XL square. This phi L is nothing but phase angle, so that is tan inverse XL by R for inductive circuit, and sin phi L we can write XL by ZL. Now substitute all this in this IC equal to IL sin phi L. Okay, so IC is equal to V by XC, IL equal to V by ZL, and sin phi L equal to XL by ZL in this equation number 1. So you will have this IL sin phi L, okay, is equal to V by ZL into XL by ZL. So we cannot V into XL by ZL square. So we have V by XC is equal to V into XL by ZL square by substituting. So V cancel. So ZL square equal to XL into XC. ZL square is nothing but R square plus XL square or omega R L square is equal to omega RL into 1 upon omega RC, this XL and XC. Okay, so omega R cancel, so it is L by C. So by transferring this R square on RHS side, so we have omega RL whole square is equal to L by C minus R square. So omega R square L square is equal to L by C minus R square by 1. So you can write this. So omega R square is equal to 1 upon LC minus R square by L square. So by removing square, we have omega equal to 1 root L 1 upon LC minus R square by L square. Now, the coil having negligible resistance value. The coil having negligible resistance value. So we are taking R equal to negligible. So our equation becomes FR equal to 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. This becomes 0 as we are neglecting this term. As coil having minimum of resistance or negligible resistance, so we'll having the same equation 1 upon 2 pi under root LC. Okay, so this is a parallel resonance. Q factor for this parallel resonance, it is given by current through capacitor or current through inductor divided by resultant current, so that is IC by I. So IC we know it is equal to IL sin phi L and I equal to IL cos phi L. Okay, so that is given in phasor diagram. So IL cancel, so this is equal to tan phi L. Okay, so tan phi L is nothing but XL by R is equal to 2 pi FRL by R. Resultant current in parallel resonance, I equal to IL cos phi L, IL equal to V by ZL, and cos phi equal to R by ZL. So it is equal to V into R, ZL square. Under the resonance condition, we know ZL square equal to XL into XC. So that is equal to L by C. So just substituting here, so we have VR by L by C, or we can write V by L by CR. Okay, so you can see this I equal to V by L by CR. So here impedance offered by parallel resonance, that is maximum. So you will have minimum current for parallel resonance. Okay, you do not have to prepare this for examinations. You will be asked up to series resonance and its example. So anyone have query for this and resonance condition? Anyone have doubt, query up to this? Okay, are you getting me or not?
No, sir.
Okay. I am sharing one more unit with you, polyphase circuit. In that we have only advantages. So in that you will understand what are the advantages of three phase over single phase. Okay, so for the single phase generation, what we need for single phase AC generation, you already studied in AC fundamentals. So what we did for AC generation, how we can generate this AC supply? Anyone? If you understood this single phase AC generation, then I will get easily for three phase generation. We are not going in detail. Okay. In single phase AC generation, that is done by Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. So we need conductor or coil. Second, magnetic field or flux. And third, relative motion between conductor and magnetic field. Okay. So whenever conductor cuts the flux, EMF induced in the circuit. Okay. So for the single phase generation, suppose we are taking one coil that is rotating inside the magnetic field. So here we need to take three coil. Okay. So in three phase, we need to place this three coil by the angle of 120 degree. Okay. So we have to arrange, or these three coils are displaced by 120 degree from each other. So accordingly, we can generate this three phase supply. Okay. So we need magnetic field inside. We are moving three coil that is displaced by 120 degree. So according to Faraday's law of electromagnetic inductions, we will get three phase supply. Okay. For the three phase supply, you can see this. Okay, I am sharing my whiteboard screen. Okay, are you getting me? What is three phase supply? Suppose we want to draw the three phase supply waveform, then you can do like this. Suppose I am drawing. Okay, is it visible?
No, sir.
Yes,
Yes or no?
sir, it is not visible.
Okay, wait. Now,
Yes,
Now it is visible.
Yes, sir. Now this.
okay, I'm drawing three phase waveform. I'm drawing six triangle. I'm joining upper part. Okay, I'm showing you this sinusoidal. Now join the bottom part. Okay, similarly, we'll be having like this. Now I am okay, taking from this. Okay, so this is your three phase supply. This is your ER, EY, EB, where ER is equal to reference quantity starting from 0. So it is EM sine omega t. EY is equal to EM sine omega t minus 120. It is attaining its maximum value after 120 degree. And EB is equal to EM sine omega t minus 240 degree. Or for EB, I can write EM sine omega t plus 120. According to this phasor diagram for three-phase generation, we have ER, this is EY, this is AB. Okay, so this is 120 degree. Okay, or each displaced by 120 degree. So this ER, so EY, that is attaining after 120 degree, then 120, 120, 240, or suppose you are going for EY like this, then it is plus 120 degree. Okay, so this is the equations for three-phase voltage. Okay, the main advantage of three-phase is that if any failure occur in any one of the phase, then remaining two phase that will work. Okay, suppose I have star connected load here. This is my neutral connection. Okay, this is my R, Y and B. So suppose I am connecting impedance between this. I am connecting impedance between this, and I am connecting impedance between this. Okay, so if in any phase, if fault occurs, then remaining phase that will work. So that is the main advantage of three-phase system. Okay, and also we are getting power more in terms of three-phase. So here for single phase we have VI cos phi. This is for single phase. Single phase also can be written as 1 dash phi. For three phase, the power equation is P is equal to under root 3 VL IL cos phi. Okay, so getting more power for the three-phase circuit. In single phase, any failure occurs, and it means then whole circuit that going to disturb. Okay, so generally, this distribution pole or DP, from that state or area that is divided into single phase. Okay, so some of the area that is connected connected to the R phase, some of the area connected to the Y phase, and some of the area connected to the B phase. Okay, but over the time, what happen? Suppose Y phase area that increase that demand, but not informed to the GEB people. So what will happen? They will get the fluctuation in their electricity supply. Means they are having low voltage problem. They want to in summer, suppose they want to run the fan on speed of 5, but it is running at 1 or 2. Okay, so due to this low voltage, due to extra connected of load without informing the electricity people, you will get are you getting this problem? Because in summer we know in most of the area AC is that is running. Okay, and AC rating is, we know it is around 2.5 or 3 kilowatt. That is maximum. Okay, so in the one house they are adding suppose 2 or 3 AC, and they are using all 3 AC in summer. Then you can see other house that is going to disturb because they have added this load without informing to the GB people. Means if they already registered, suppose 6 kilowatt demand, okay, then it's okay. They are running only 6 kilowatt, then it's okay. But if they have only registered 6 kilowatt and they are running 10 kilowatt, then other area also will get disturbed. Okay, they will get the low voltage problem because they are connected with same phase. Are you getting what I am telling?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so
Yes, sir.
whenever electricity people that going for checking and they found this load increment, then they will give the penalty. Okay, because they have all the informations. Means whenever uh, you buy this meter, so for that meter you already registered this your maximum demand. Okay, so whenever you change this demand, then you have to inform. Means I have added 1 or 2 kilowatt. So accordingly, they will add this your load demand, and accordingly, they will provide this supply for the area. Okay, so this is for the three phase. So we'll see advantages and phase sequence. Okay, next lecture. Okay, so you can leave this session.
Thank you, sir.